Back in Week 4, the Texans lost a thriller in their first game against the Jaguars. Can London finish the sweep? Find out next on Madden NFL 22.
Pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today we've got a week. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. First down, Watson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Dean Lowry. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Apparently this defense has come to play. A sack and a run stuck behind the line on the first 2 plays.
3rd and long. It's Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A huge play there for Houston. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Swift. Oh, he bowls over him. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the last week's contest. 15 carries, 61 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. From the gun, here's Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Edwards. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. On the option to give to Swift here. Shifts by at the 15. And boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. 2nd and 2. Watson now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Robert Tonyan, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The numbers on the ground for Etienne last week. Very productive. 3 touchdowns. 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
They go play action now. Lawrence. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They'll run with Etienne. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now Etienne. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. From the 44, Lawrence going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Jaguars. DK Metcalf, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago, add in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Now it's Watson. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On second down, Swift. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Watson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 18.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running?
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Swift. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have taken the lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense.
being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Here's a give to Etienne, and he'll be brought down right around the 37.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. Right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
2 yards on the pickup.
On second down, a run with Etienne. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expecting...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here. Punt it, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sense.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let your defense take over with better field position.
Deshaun Watson and the Texans offense trot back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Yeah, big play there. And when you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Watson's throw complete here on target to Tunyon. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Only needing 2 yards on second down. Now Watson. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. To the air yet again, Watson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Watson. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
They certainly have the right read on that one. The weak spot in a cover 2 defense, right down the middle because it really stresses the safeties. And they're going to be a little bit frustrated they weren't able to connect on that one.
And McManus able to put it through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. On first down, Lawrence. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And they work this well upfield across the 45. On first and 10, it's Lawrence. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
On second and 10, Lawrence escaping the pressure right. And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
That is taken in by Hurst. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So first and 10 now from the 30. Here's Lawrence to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Jaguars. DK Metcalf. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. Swift's got the first down and then some. And all the way up to the 46. 51 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's a handoff to Swift. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. K'Lavon Chaisson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Texans send the punter out. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. On the return, here's Agnew. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now Etienne to start the drive. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime mix had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Ross Blacklock. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Lawrence from his end zone. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. He's got him in. Complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A big third down play there for the Jags. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. And he stopped immediately there. Chris Barnes there on the stop. On second down, ETN once more. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up.
And they'll go again with ETN. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. And they'll run with ETN. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the run. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
To the right side and complete to Hurst. Touchdown! Hayden Hurst. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Here's Watson. And he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter play. Welcome back now here in London. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Here's Watson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground, ETN. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2nd and 8 coming up. Lawrence giving to ETN here on the option. sheds him off at the 45. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 61 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. On play action, Lawrence. Forced out to his left. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Another toe for Etienne. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he will get this into the end zone for the Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Jaguars look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. True able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Houston's offense taking over again. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. On first down, it's Watson. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now, despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Out of the gun, Watson. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Fourth quarter. Maybe a new start to watch as the arm there. The legs still there. This has been a tough game. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on fourth down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Desperation time. Watson on fourth down. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on fourth. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Etienne. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. He's got it at the 2. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Jags grab it. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Jags are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Here we go now as they will again try for 2. It's complete. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry to try again after the sack. Watson. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Watson now to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory.
Personal foul. This is rubbing the tackle. Defense.
Oh, man. Can't do that.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Now it's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dwayne Smoot in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the home team here, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Houston, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3.